If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would you choose? And that would absolutely, unequivocally be pizza. Yay. So pizza has grown up just like all of us, right? So when I was a kid, we didn't have all the maybe artisan pizzas or sort of the fancy stuffed crust pizzas that you have today. But I am a pizza snob, if you will. There's another pizza snob who's my age who also lives in Florida. I won't shout him out, but I definitely am guilty of filling my pizza cravings with some of those videos. But in the interest of the question, I really like healthier pizzas because after all, pizza is all the food groups, right? Carbs, fat, protein, veggies, if you do it right. So I like to eat healthier pizza, still love a good cheese slice. And living here in Florida on the East Coast, of course, we have a lot of New Yorkers and New Jerseys and Massachusetts. And so they bring their family recipes for all of us rich retired people here in Florida. So yes, despite my lean physique, I am guilty of having pizza as much as all of you out there. What advice would you have for someone who wants to be a social media creator, presumably for a living? Because I do it, but it's not necessarily my living or career, and I sort of started later in life. I think I was 40 when I first got sort of public attention. So I'm going to answer this a little differently because I think normally people would say, post or, start collabs and different things. But I would say, don't overpost. That would be my first advice. I think that's bad for the brand. And I'm sort of proud that I don't overpost. The second thing is, and I know that's contrary to what people might think because you're supposed to post, right? If you want to be seen. So underpost, right? Like a magazine, right? When I was growing up, think about it. Magazines came out once a month. You had to wait a whole month, right? I like that sort of old school thing. The next thing I would say is, and I talk to a lot of sort of followers, fans, and I'm an Instagram and TikTok enthusiast, just like a lot of people are out there. I would say there's a lot of sort of buy this, buy that influencers, so, brand deals and things, and I'm saying maybe just kind of tie back to what I just said earlier. I would not shove products down your followers' faces because then they just tune you out and then you lose followers and then, you might make, $700 in the short term to pay some rent. But in the long run, do you really believe in the product? Is it something you use? Does it resonate with your fan base? Does it come across as authentic? So you'll notice maybe, or not, that I really kind of turn down a lot of brand deals because I just don't want to ever put anything out there that's not something I use or I believe in or I care about. And so that's really not what I use social media for. The third thing I would say, let's give you one more to chew on. I would just say, be really transparent, be really open, let people in. Because after all, social media is about connecting, engaging, even meeting and sort of, growing as a person. So when you share your life, and I think a lot of us do on social media, that's the whole point. You let people in your world, you let people in your life, and so you chronicle, right? You vlog. And so I think just answer the question, do you want to be on television, right? Because that's to me, what the really good social media stars out there is they are basically sort of reality TV stars that are now using their phone as a television essentially. And that's what I like. That's where I think my brand is I'm really a reality TV star who just was never on reality TV. And so, I'm still getting better at it. I'm still learning, but that's my advice. Have you ever seriously considered quitting social media? Great question. No, I like being hated. I'm just kidding. Of course, I probably at the very beginning was a little bit like, wow, what do I do now? I didn't exactly have like a PR person. You know, I wasn't really famous prior. I had been getting a lot of attention, but anyway, you know, but what I did, and I think others in the media do this, is I sort of changed lanes. I sort of maybe rebranded a little bit, reinvented myself. You know, I relocated. You know, some of you might notice I've lost weight. I've gotten into other sort of things on social media, and so that's something I'm proud of. So yeah, no, didn't quit, but maybe just kind of changed my views and different things like that. So yay. When did you first go viral? So it was the first week of February 2019. I had been getting a lot of attention, I would say, in the 6 months leading up. And I guess I should have seen it coming. And so something like February 8th or February 9th, I looked at my Instagram account one day and I all of a sudden had like thousands of followers. And I said, wow, Instagram must be promoting my account on the Explore page or something, if it was even called that back then. And so I quickly learned through some direct messages that I was being broadcast or reacted or shouted out on some pretty big platforms by some pretty big people who I don't want to shout out because I might be more famous than them now, so that's not fair, right? What is your favorite holiday? This one's easy because you probably can already figure it out. It's Christmas. And I love Christmas so much, I don't want to put my Santa man away at the door because I always want it to be Christmas. So yeah, big kid, I'm guilty of loving Christmas a little too much. In fact, I'm already looking forward to it now that I answered that question, and it's only like the third week of March. So anyway, yeah, love Christmas, love the toys, love the gifts, love the joy of giving. It also sort of completes and finishes our year. And it's a nice time to reflect with family and food and memories and celebration and toys and gifts and new clothes and things like that. Which people or accounts are your favorite to follow on social media? In no particular order. Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, DJ Khaled, Floyd Mayweather, and The Rock. I like inspiring people. I like people that make me feel poor. I want someone to be richer than me because after all, I'm one of the richest men in the world, right? So I like it when people show me their clothes, their cars, their houses, their food, their vacations. And so people like DJ Khaled, people like The Rock are really inspiring. Paris Hilton. I know I already said their names, but I'm going to say it again because yeah, that's pretty much why I got on social media, because I wanted to, you know, see what the world was doing out there, right? Like the rest of us. So yeah, those are my favorite accounts. What is something people who follow you don't know about you? Well, I'm Japanese. I love Japan. I love Japanese food. I love Japanese women. I love Japanese culture. I love Japanese social media content. I love living in Japan, even though I don't. And I take a lot of inspiration from the culture and the way they live their lives. And so, of course, I was kidding earlier. I'm not really Japanese. But you wouldn't know it based on my social media, right? Because I don't exactly post a lot of memes or sushi or things like that, right? So, but love and take a lot of inspiration from what I consider one of the best countries and good people. And I think they live the longest too, right? So maybe you should become Japanese too. Who are your role models? Yeah, so this would have changed. You know, of course I would have answered this a lot differently 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? But right now, I'm gonna answer the question now because it asks me now, right? Not who were your role models, who are your role models? So now it's going to be people that I can sort of empathize and relate to, or people that I aspire to be, or people who've kind of lived in my shoes, right? So Steve Wynn, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Chris D'Elia. I like people who've, toughed out adversity, who've dealt with hate, drama, but have managed to persevere, managed to let some of the negativity, in fact, rebrand or embolden them and do bigger and better things. So I like people that have a couple war wounds, if you will. So yeah, like I said, Steve Wynn, big hero of mine, helped build the hotel industry as we know it. Very smart, incredibly funny guy, naturally, like me, I would think. And Paris Hilton, I think she's been in the media forever. I mean, I've grown up watching her, whether it was on reality TV or now watching her become a mom. I think she's a mom, right? I don't know. Maybe she's keeping that private. Sorry, Paris. I didn't mean to. I don't really spend a lot of time on her Instagram. But like I said, Kim Kardashian, another hero of mine, obviously been in the media for 20 plus years. Yeah, those are some big ones right there. And The Rock would be there too, because again, from where he came from and where he is today, after all, I have his middle name. I'm sorry, my middle name. So yeah, I better like The Rock, right? If you were stranded on an island and you could only take 3 objects, what would they be? I like this question because I would start with my phone so I could keep in touch or at least stay connected somehow, some way. The second item would be a razor or an electric trimmer. Just so I could stay beautiful for all the wildlife on the island that would get to stare at me all day. And the third thing I would take is a knife so I could cut open all those yummy coconuts and pineapples, right? Because after all, I need to live on an island and eat healthy food. So yeah, knife, razor, phone. I like that. Do you have any hidden talents? Absolutely, I do. A man like me doesn't become famous by accident. But my favorite hidden talent that you may not know about, and it's perhaps a shame, but perhaps good for all the people out there, I would or could be a really good attorney. I never went to law school. I could have, should have. I didn't really need to. But looking back, and I know people might say, hey, Nick, you're certainly not too old to go back to law school. But I just wouldn't ever want to do it for a career because it can also be kind of hard on you mentally. But I would have been a fantastic, ridiculously good trial attorney. And it's no surprise that I'm still an entertaining, articulate sounding guy, right? So yeah, would have been a good attorney, maybe a little too good. So yeah, all for the best that I'm not, but would have liked to have been an attorney, would have been a interesting career path, but so much of law, so much of trial cases that I see are kind of boring too, so I guess I would have been bored and I probably would have retired just the same, but yeah, that's a hidden talent. I could be a lawyer. If someone wants me to be a lawyer just for fun for a day, I'll do it. What would be the one superpower you would choose to have? So I think everyone is going to say flying, and I feel like I answered that in the past, and then everyone copied me or something, so I stopped saying that as my answer. So I'm going to say the Fountain of Youth. Is that a superpower? Well, now it is. I want the Fountain of Youth, right? We all want to basically be on this earth forever. So that would be my answer. Just the power to sort of fight aging or regenerate or constantly restore and replenish health. The Fountain of Youth. That's my superpower. I am Mr. Fountain of Youth. Which one of your accomplishments are you proudest of? Love this question. Well, I am proud, and I'll probably piss a couple people off, but I am retired, and I retired at the age of 43. I'm now 45. Famous birthdays, you'll know that I'm turning 46 on June 17th. So yeah, proud of that. Keeps me happy. And what I like about it for social media specifically is that I am now a role model, right? Because look at me. I'm not a rock star. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a guy who was famous for what you would think I would be famous for, right? Which is entertainment specifically. So I sort of got famous for being rich and sort of successful in sharing that with the world. And I think now that I really am retired and live in Florida and am still pretty popular around the world, I think it's exciting for me to have young fans who look up to me and feel that they can still be themselves, right? Still look cool, feel cool, be cool, act cool, all that good stuff, and still earn a living and be successful at what you're wanting to achieve. What's your goal for where you'll be 3 years from today? I'm gonna have a seat because this is such a great question that is perfectly timed because I would like to get into politics here in Florida. 3 years from today, I believe we'll need a new governor. So I decided to start that process. Of course, it's far too early, but I'm going to speak it into existence here since the question is so apropos. And so, yeah, that's the answer. I would like to get into politics. I think that would be a perfect sort of next chapter for my social media, way to kind of continue to be a great role model for the youth and also give back to the world, give back to my country as well as pretty cool job just to kind of travel and meet people and also do good for my home state.